but unfortunately it's not. It's a support. Debated.
You had me do a double take there for a second. Yeah, no, it is. It's Kenji that's going to be playing the ogre. I think that this is
I
a
drew.
hero. It would have been great if we could have had ogre
It would
carry,
have been
but I think that it's a really strong lane paired together with
30
Leshrac, right?
seconds to battle.
Or rather,
Mhm.
just a combo to pair together with Leshrac in general. We'll see if Mice and him do end up laning together or not. But to me, that feels like a natural combination that you would try and get together. And if you can start fights off like that, easy peasy.
Yeah. And we talked before about how much we like this Leshrac with the new change, but with the 15 talent, the plus 100 lightning storm damage feels kind of insane. Like, I don't know, like we haven't really seen it in a proper game yet. The game we saw it on was a bit of a crush, but I think this talent might be kind of ridiculous. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the goal is for Mice this game. But yeah, Leshrac carry in a game like this, how do you rate it?
I think that it's relatively good. There's a couple things it does quite well, pushing out the side lanes. You're fast enough once you get those boots of travel online that you can kind of not be too afraid as long as you've at least got an idea of where Qua is on the lane, because Lena is going to be that natural hero that can run into some issues or create some issues for you, rather, just by getting caught out of position. But the biggest thing for me is that this lane feels really good against Timbersaw. So again, you've got the pretty easy setup with the Fire Blast, immediately followed up by the Split Earth. And this is a problem for Timbersaw's entire laning stage. Look at him. Again, they got him.
Yep, cutting him down, causing him problems. Can he get away? Yes, he can, but at the end of the day, that's still a lot of bullying, a lot of forcing here with the level ones from Mice and Kenji. A really strong start to this top lane.
Yeah. And of course, the nice thing about Ogre against Timbersaw is that, any of those whirling deaths that might come out, although it's looking like TSL is just going for the straight up Timber Chain build, it's not going to affect him as much as some of those other sort of tanky heroes that you would send into his lane, like an Undying or something. Kenji can kind of sit there, and if he takes it, he's not losing like his right click damage. He's not losing, or is losing his right click damage, but he's not losing his health along the way.
Yeah. Not too bad. Meanwhile, down in the bottom lane, we have ourselves the Grimstroke and the Wraith King and the Bloodseeker and the Phoenix. Again, it feels like it should be a pretty strong lane for Veteran down here.
Yeah, I think so. This one feels quite good to me. Any Bloodseeker lane is really hard to deal with. Just the constant spam you can get from the Blood Right is really difficult to sort of measure up to. Although, a lot of damage there. One thing that I was
tanking too much.
One thing that I was also thinking with this sort of ogre pick is later on the Bloodlust with the Bloodseeker is, well, a lot of damage up top. Hustler in some trouble. Couple more pits are all he needs, and that's first blood drawn by Mice.
Very nicely done. Baiting him in a little bit there on the Leshrac and getting that kill onto Hustler on that Pangolin. Really nice first blood down in the top lane.
Yeah, so the thing that I was going to talk about, though, is pairing Bloodseeker together with Blood Rage, or with Bloodlust, and then getting the Shard, right? That 2% max damage is pure for the Bloodseeker. If he decides to go towards that later, really good against the Wraith King.
Yeah, we don't see it so much on the offlane Bloodseekers, which, I mean, I think they could this game, though. Like, you're playing against two really tanky cores, so I'd love to see it personally. Not sure it's going to happen, but hey, we can hope.
Yeah.
As they go forward on Tim here, he could be in some real trouble as that Inkswell's going to pop a full duration Inkswell. Is it enough? No, it's not. He gets himself away and will survive this time around.
Very low there, warped in, and you can see TI moving very quick. It's just going to need to sort of regen up off these creeps a little bit here. This is CS, it's fine. Nobody cares. Yeah, I think that the one reason that they might try and transition this Bloodseeker more so is because you've got like two sort of int nukers coming out from the Void Spirit and the Lesh. So you might want somebody that can do a little bit of damage through BKB when the time comes, and that feels like it's the main avenue is through this Bloodseeker. But we'll see. You could change it up. Just go the normal Bloodseeker stuff we've become accustomed to.
Yeah, I'd be up for it. We'll see what direction Shotai wants to go for, and we'll pay great attention to that. But yeah, even though this late lane might get rough for the Wraith King, it really doesn't matter. I mean, he's a Wraith King. He's already got the 2 points in Vampiric Spirit, suggesting he's probably going to end up going to the jungle pretty swiftly, and he'll be absolutely fine to just farm up super fast in there.
Did you see that? 2 bottle heroes. They both get the rune. Easy peasy. It was kind of interesting, though, because you saw Kale make the move down on this Phoenix to secure him the rune, right?
Hmm.
I don't know if that's really that valuable to do at the 4-minute mark anymore. It seems a
Dire's
little weird to me
structures are
in that regard.
fortified.
But regardless, we'll see if the teams keep doing that or if it's going to be sort of a relic of the past.
Yeah, it'll be a thing to keep an eye on. Yeah, but you know, the mid laners are going to be happy now. You know, we all know mid laners, right? Everyone's got that guy they queue with who's a mid laner, and he's just like, yeah, look, I lost the range trade.
Yeah.
That's why I lost my lane as we lose Hustler at top. Now they don't have anything to cry about, okay? So
Oh,
they'll probably find something. But
you have so much more faith in them than I do. There's going to find something to cry about. There's no doubt in my mind about that one.
too many trees around mid now.
Exactly.
That's why I lost my lane.
That's the next iteration. I'm ready for it. My support did not commit suicides. That way they could come back in and refill my bottle. What the heck? Messed up.
Yep.
Ooh.
Ooh, nice jump away from the timber. Gets himself out of safety.
And yeah, he's gonna get out of there completely. Goes for the easy TP out. Nicely played. Back mid.
The action continues. Yep, Laguna Blade just about comes out, and that's actually going to keep her alive.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. That one hurts. That's a feels bad for the Phoenix. This guy was level 2 when he dove in there. Didn't even have his 3rd point in yet. And he just gets walloped.
It happens to the best of us. Sometimes, you know, that level 6 on the Lena, you don't respect it, and then you end up getting toasted. Bottle refill, though, will be nice.
This has been a really good answer for the Timber by and large. You know, they've been able to do a nice combination of like keeping the spam of abilities on him, you know, with this Fire Blast level 2 and the Ignite as well. And then this is setting up for Bloodseeker to have a better lane bottom because Timber's not just topped up on HP the whole time.
Yeah.
We'll see.
And,
As
you know,
the
I love it
rotation-
when you're playing Leshrac and you get like a nice tanky support, and in this case 2 tanky supports, which can kind of be the frontliner for you, because Leshrac, you know, he does a lot of damage, but he can't be that hero in the front lines just soaking it all up.
Right.
And if you can make up for that in your support duo, that is way nicer than having it on the pos 3 in my opinion when you're playing Lesh, because it just gives you someone to play with in lane and someone who can kind of like sacrifice themselves for you a little bit easier. It's really nice.
Definitely, it's super needed, and it's also going to be, I think, really beneficial. Like you said, unless they sort of go for the Bloodseeker turning into some of these right clicks build, you're losing some value on the Bloodlust, but there is the potential just to sort of max out these 2 nukes and you know, be a force in the lane that sets up Lesh to start running around and killing people, and that's also just as relevant and good. They're
Running
trying to
around
set
killing
up
people.
bottom for this
Often
bottom
good.
kill.
It's a tricky one. It's a really tricky one, especially where the creep wave is right now. I don't think they will be turning this into anything, and yeah, Hustler realizes that and just guess I'll walk back to mid, whatever. Unfortunately, he is under a ward, so they know his movements right now.
Yeah, it's been a nice reaction so far from Veteran, playing very safe on that Bloodseeker, and now transitioning the Lena, or rather the Void Spirit up top to match the movements of the Lena earlier.
Can they bring him down? He's a big tanky boy on the Timber Saw, but they've got the stuns, they've got the lockdowns. Timber Chain through along with the Chakrab doing a lot of damage, but not enough to turn around. Genji's got to get away. He has a salve. Luckily, the salve keeps him alive.
Radiant's top
Now
tower
Hustler
is
turns
under
up to
attack.
defend this tower. This should stop it falling, although am I still here with the 3 points in Edict?
Yeah,
Gonna start melting away this building.
it's actually really annoying. Hustler might need to soak up some of this damage himself, and in the
Radiant's
end, they
top
just
tower
get it.
has fallen.
Wow.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Not the most relevant of towers to take early, but definitely a nice injection of gold for Veteran there. And it's going to make things maybe a little bit less safe feeling for TSL hanging out. There's no sort of easy rotation point to help him in the lane if he gets too far forward.
Yeah, he can get stranded very easily. The potential of the rundown on the Leshrac as well, with just this consistent damage, though he hasn't gone for Lightning Storm points yet, so solo kill potential is none on the Lesh. Unless anyone really messes up. He does need that Lightning Storm to run people down in the long run. It's a very slow process usually.
There was the scan there by Bell. Has gone for this Midas, so a little bit slower of a timing coming out for the Wraith King. He does have actually a Wraith Band queued up next for that extra attack speed and all the other good stuff. But it feels like Veteran are going to make the move and try and shut down the side of the map a little bit here.
Yeah, just gonna be frank, I don't like the Wraith Band on Wraith King at all. You know, I understand it's in the name, you know, you're the Wraith King, you need the Wraith Band.
Right.
I get it, but kind of like aside, yeah, I mean, attack speed doesn't really matter that much on this hero, nowhere near as much as it used to. Like, it's just your crits on a cooldown.
Oh no.
Wraith Band not important. Now he's just walking into his demise. Does have himself this reincarnation, which is going to be forced out remarkably quickly. And out he comes for round number 2 as the Leshrak's overstayed is welcome, and he's going to get killed off, but Hustler will fall as well. A couple of spells being traded between the two teams, but it looks like it's a Timbersaw who is going to outlive his usefulness here as Bell tries to get away. Can they get the stun out on Tim? They don't have any stun in range, and he's going to be able to survive.
Very well played. Really, really solid performance here from Veteran, and they're going to claim another tier 1 tower. Oh, they got another one maybe. Ooh, just barely able to get out of there as Warped in. Still being chased though, and Gugu on top of him, trying to find that kill. The disarm is there, but the step comes through afterwards. Now Hustler going to try and turn, popping this one out after the Laguna Blade killed the Phoenix.
Goodness.
The TP away should secure Veteran's retreat. Although Kenji's still being chased, throws out one more round of the Ignite, and
no lucky shot.
He's tanky. He's out.
Yeah. Yeah, with the lucky shot landing, maybe you get the LSA, but unfortunately that was not the case. Therefore, he gets away. Yeah, I mean, I gotta ask, where was Kwa in the start of that fight? Like, he didn't actually turn up for the initial engagement, so they had this Timbersaw who was doing an okay job of tanking everything in the front line, but you don't have the Lina there to back it up. Like, without this Lina in the early game engagements, they don't have the damage to fight Veteran. And Veteran are a very, very strong early game draft. I think that was a huge, huge underestimation by IMG there, and that cost them dearly as the Supernovas had to be popped up at top here, trying to bring down Bell, but they don't have the DPS to get through it.
Interesting. They're still set up to try and push mid, but without that egg, it feels a little bit tougher now. Yeah, and I think that part of it is just Veteran taking these fights early by bringing a lot of people to it. You know, Kwa, I'm sure, wanted to show up to that one, but with all the TPs that already come to the tier 1 tower, it would have taken him forever to get there. So he had to kind of go for the walk instead, and now more battle coming behind the tower to take down Bell.
Oh, Bell, sweet baby Bell, gets killed off. Reincarnation still on cooldown from the previous fight. And look at Kenji. This zoning is insane. In fact, is he going to just straight up kill Grimstroke? Well, the Gugu's making sure of it. Yeah, he does. He does. Just earn an Ignite.
It's a lot of damage. Level 4 Ignite, 50 per, and then on top of that, that earn, it's spooky. Yeah, Veteran are just firing on all cylinders right here in the grand final. They came to play and they had a plan. They were executing it really, really well. I think so much of this, again, is set up by shutting down that Timbersaw early. Currently, he's only 600 gold ahead of the Phoenix. His like main tanking items right now are raindrops and a cloak. It's just not enough. There's too much damage coming out too quickly. TSL's a non-factor in this game.
Yeah, big time, big time. And this is the thing, right? Like, they need this Lina to be doing something. Right now, she hasn't really made the play. She hasn't really been doing anything. It's hard for her, I agree. You don't have that support that can go in and just set up for the LSA easily. Like, there's nobody who does that for her in this game. So she feels like she needs a Yules before she makes any play to set up for herself. Unfortunately, Veteran, they realize this, and they're taking full advantage of it and just putting on as much pressure as they can before those timings come out. And now they've built such an advantage that they probably don't even care about the Yules that much.
Right. So what you're telling me is she doesn't have an Ogre. She needs the strongest hero in the game, Ogre Magi, to set up for her. That's what I'm hearing from you, Nomad.
Strongest and smartest.
What a guy.
Dire's top tower
It's really impressive how much this Lesh has been able to get done. You know, relative to what's going on. It kind of feels like a run back of game number 1 in a way, right? Like, you know, replace Mice with Drow Ranger, and he's sort of still getting like super involved early, whereas you kind of have this Bell Wraith King that needs so many items to be relevant in the game, and Veteran just coming online quicker. Oh my god. Chase down, Warped in. He's gonna have to go for the silence, but now in more trouble, dead Gugu gets the finish.
Yeah, they're styling right now. Veteran, they are really shifting it up a gear. IMG, they need to come up with some better answers than what they're providing right now. But right now, his Hustler's in trouble. He's popped the Rolling Thunder, but he's inside the Rupture, and he's going to die to the egg eventually. No other choice. Meanwhile, the egg does pop, and they look forward for more. So TI on the chase. Kenji gets dropped as Quad trying to fight up, but it's too much now. Although that said, actually, she's fine. She's fine. The Yules was perfect just to let her survive long enough for the tower to do its damage, the team to come in to follow up, and now they look over towards Goo.
Oh man, impressive showing. Goo trying to get out of there, and he's on such low HP. The Atos comes out in time, and that's going to be enough to save the Void Spirit. Man, you said it, the Yule Scepter there in that moment, and the fact that they didn't go on the Timber Saw, right? Like normally that's a good decision, but here, like if there's one thing that this Timber has been able to do, it's still build up the damage. It's the survivability that's his problem. So if he's living through these fights, if they're not taking him down at the start, he's still going to be a monster, and it was so much damage. He was the one that, you know, the Laguna Blade from the Lina onto the Void Spirit was huge, but, you know, Timber living that long, it was a problem that they're going to need to address in the future.
Yeah, I mean, it was very, very aggressive from Veteran, you know, going for that play under the tier 2 tower. There was no real prompt there. They were just hungry, thirsty boys, and they get punished for it accordingly.
Very well played here by the Timber. He's keeping these stacks up now. This is definitely what you need to play with. Like that regen's so integral, and I think that, you know, as the Spirit Vessel comes out, you're getting close to it done on Kale. That's going to be a really nice timing for Veteran. We're gonna have to watch how they play around that, because there is like the BKB timings that come out from IMG are going to be scary. When that finishes, like you really don't have much in the tank to deal with it. It's mainly this Bloodseeker who's gone for this Atos build on like his Rupture and like sort of his right clicks. So I'm starting to get concerned for Veteran, even though they have a 5 to 10 lead.
yeah, it's not often we say that, but for sure, BKB is the Leshrak's greatest enemy, and I'm interested to see how this Leshrak plays out. You know, obviously we've seen it now twice being played as a carry. I think last game maybe it was mid the last time we saw it, but this late game, the BKBs get an extra second on them when they get to their lowest charge. They'll now be at 6 seconds rather than 5 seconds, and that makes a really big difference to heroes which want to be doing a lot of damage in the late game. Meanwhile, the Phoenix has been caught out here, and I don't think there's any hope of survival for Kayla, as he is going to end up losing his life.
Quad at this point also, like, there's a lot of things to watch out for. This Lina pick is starting to really come online with this Yule Scepter, and also the fact that Pango's been able to actually be involved in a couple of these fights. Hustler's had a little bit of room for himself. There's other targets that are getting ruptured besides just the Pango. He does need to be careful now. Hustler pulled back in, but the LSA.
Oh, it's not enough to rip through him, and Hustler does die regardless, and Kenji even tickling away at Kwa here. I think Kenji actually might be the one in the awkward situation after all, as they've got the Inkswell ticking away onto him, locking down the Yoga Magi, but he is just so tanky. Now Mice comes in, realizing that this Lina is out of mana. She does not have enough mana even for the Yule, so vulnerable, gets killed off. Great read there from Mice to jump in and kill off the Lina.
These wards are insane. Like, this is one thing that you've got to keep an eye on. Like, it's so easy to de-ward this ward, but it's in, like, you have to do it because, like, with all of these added trees and this weird stuff that's going on, they completely outplayed them and just waited and played around their vision perfectly. That ward sort of won them that engagement.
Yeah,
and it's on Radiant's side of the map.
Yeah, I mean, I think the key to that is one of them juked in the trees. The ogre juked in the trees, made enough time to burn out more mana and force out, you know, longer. The kill is way longer. That allowed the team to come in, the Dire side to come over, and resulted in the kill. Meanwhile, the Lina tried to hide in the trees, and they just immediately killed her. Like, it's the little things which make a big difference in these high stakes engagements.
Oh, and Lina shows up to protect the Timber.
Never feels good burning these spells onto Kenji on this Ogre Magi. She's even overextending for this kill now, so I'm imagining she's going to get punished, but no mana actually available on the Leshrak, but still not finishing off Kenji, and the egg of the backlines pops, and they will be able to bring him down. Oh, Kawa. Complete overextension, just getting sucked into the damage sponge, and really overcommitting for a kill, which just wasn't worth a whole lot in the end.
Yeah, I think you're seeing a little bit of frustration after what just happened there, wanting to get involved and make things happen. And these Corlinas, they're dangerous. They're flashy. They're a glass cannon, but when it breaks, it's a problem. Things really can fall apart quickly. They drop a sentry down, but didn't deward the high ground here. Interesting. Radiant, I guess I'm not sure if somebody just didn't see the wards or what was going on there, but Dire still have really good vision. Oh, you know what it was? They replaced another observer ward down because they saw that Radiant didn't put another sentry. So Radiant think this is dewarded. Oh no.
Interesting. Oh dear. Brianstroke, the next one to be caught as he's getting his life taken away from him one slice at a time, and Genji will grab it with the Ignite.
Very well played by Veteran.
Dire's structures are
Yeah,
fortified.
This Ogre is 4, 3, and 8, by the way.
Greatest hero in the game.
Really?
Are scanning.
That's how we can deduce these things. Good stat line, best hero.
Okay, noted.
It does look like now Veteran want to try and shut down this bottom tower and finish this one off. Still underneath the ward. This Radiant ward's also been pretty good. Doesn't give quite as much vision as the one up on the high ground, but still at least recognizing that Veteran is all in the area here.
Now, I think it's time we address the elephant in the room.
Tell me.
Or more accurately, the king in the room.
All right.
This Wraith King, completely uncontested for the last 19 minutes of gameplay. No one has really touched him on in the laning phase, and he is now rocking around with a Radiance and a Midas. This is a fire they're going to need to put out at some point in this game. Bell is going to come online if they continue to ignore him. I mean, he's already got that Radiance. He's already looking like he wants to fight soon, maybe going for the Blink Deck first as the fight breaks down at the bottom. They kill off the leader, and now Timbersaw stuck in the middle of it all. He gets cut down as well.
Bell showing up, wants to make something happen here. They're going to bring down this Phoenix. But again, you've lost a lot already. You got to be really careful. I agree. Bell could be a problem going forward here. But with BKBs coming out, a lot of his damage is going to be sort of turned around against him. And in fact, the jump in, Bell in trouble, taunted, pulled back. And
He's got no mana. Oh, he's
by
got
that
one,
silence.
okay.
Yeah, just barely living. Yeah, this is a problem.
Barely living?
Oh, no, it's going to burn it down.
He's gone.
Damn,
baby.
dude.
Best hero in the game does it again.
All right, Ogre Magi.
I'm a fan.
And that was before level 3 on his ulti as well. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. I think they're going too fast on Veteran. There's no answer.
Yeah, I mean, that wasn't the dream he'd hoped for when entering his first fight of the game. You know, he was hoping that he was going to enter the fight. Everyone was going to go, oh my god, it's Wraith King, oh my god, run. But they didn't care. They just murdered him like they're doing to Timbersaw right now as he gets burnt down by the sun ray and all that damage coming out. The deeps are too strong. The magic damage coming out from Veteran, it is too much for IMG to deal with currently. And they might be heading up to the high ground at 21 minutes.
Wow. And you know why this is possible? They use that glyph down below. They have a really nice window here. It's still scary, but if they can manage to hit this before Timbersaw comes back up, they push really quickly. It's going to be good. So they take that tier 3 tower and are going to retreat. I think this is a really good decision. It's so easy to get pulled into an extended long fight. And all of a sudden you're facing like buybacks and you're losing your whole, like, just build that advantage up. This is really nice stuff from Veteran, liking the way they're playing.
Yeah, it's very oppressive.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oppressive and impressive, in fact.
True enough.
Oppressing the enemy, impressing us. And it's not easy to play this kind of draft, you know. They make it look easy. They run in, they press all their spells. Oh, wow, cool. You know, clearly they're just winning the game because they're heroes. But no, this is some really high-level performance from them. It's great to see.
Ugu. Oh, he didn't get the step off.
No, he did not.
That was unfortunate. And they
Now
take
Laguna
down
Blade
the
takes
Phoenix.
down the Phoenix.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
I heard you like rising from the ashes. Well, rise from this, buddy.
They go Roche now. This is probably going to be this is a nice turning point. I'm still worried about their lack of damage when all of Veteran are grouped up, but getting this Aegis really, assuages a lot of those fears that I've got.
Look at it go. Roshan's health bar dropping like nobody's business. They get that vision inside the pit, but they know they can't do anything about it. The Phoenix still dead for 14 seconds. But here they go. BKB pumped and the buyback at the same time as they try and do something about this, but they can't break past the defenses and get into the pit. Leshrac, he's just melting. He's too much damage coming onto him, and he needs to get rid of that silence. The Lina will fall. Leshrac somehow surviving on the sidelines of this fight as the egg pops, and that's going to cause trouble for the Timbersaws. He gets run down, doesn't kill the Leshrac on the exit. Can Hustler get away though?
Oh god, he just get ran down right there by Bell. The Radiance damage was too much, and now chasing down Kayla as well. Bell is in, but he doesn't have another reincarnation. He's gone. So he will fall now as they look for more on the other side. Hustler's buyback. Bell's there.
Hate to tell you, he hasn't just got one reincarnation, but he's got two.
No.
He's got Mages as well. My boy's ready to start brawling.
Now he's going for it. Shoti is back on top of him. Gugu barely lives through that one. Hustler's still trying to do what he can as they want to finish off Gugu. Will get that final touch in the blink forward from Bell with a crit. Sick stuff. Much needed, much appreciated. What a wild roller coaster we got going.
Ah, Jesus Christ. I mean, who won that fight? I don't know. I don't think anyone really won that fight. Maybe Veteran came out slightly ahead. They took the Aegis down. They managed to get themselves a buyback and kill on Topanga. I'm putting it slightly in favor of Veteran, but at the same time, the fact that IMG were able to just kind of take such an even fight in a game which has been so one-sided is huge for them.
Yeah, and some of that is the Lesh's itemization that needs to, I think, change up now. Going for more of this like magic resist, the bloodstone. I think that he needs a plate mail item, whether that's Shivas or what, probably just Shivas, I think, at this point, because the Lina was just shredding into him during that fight, right? It was all the right clicks coming onto him. She did, yeah, like that it's kind of a problem. Because I think that like the magic resistance, he's like there kind of, and BKB is nice and all, but I think he needs armor, particularly with Wraith King starting to come online and build it into an AC. They're just gonna like rip him up.
Yeah. He's going for the BKB himself, which I think is good. But Bell getting run down. This is going to be his first life, very quickly disappearing, and a second one will follow. There is no help coming for this Wraith King. He overextends. The whole of Veteran here to punish him, and he gets put into the grave for good this time.
That is Scary Town. I mean, and this is really, not a huge deal necessarily in like the grand scheme of things. Like it's a big kill as mid, chance for a finish here as well in Warped. That to me doesn't like signal a change in the way these team fights are going to go. It's just like a mental mistake, right? But it does still show that Wraith King is not immortal as much as he wants to be. It's not true. It's a lie.
Don't believe everything you read on the packaging, folks.
Exactly. Nonetheless, 14 to 27, a 2,000 gold lead, and in spite of losing Roche, it's really that second one that I think is going to matter more. And they're going to take this down here, taking the tier 2 tower, and very easily played by Veteran.
Yeah, I was feeling very good about IMG's chances in this game until that two big mistakes back to back kind of put them back into the situation they're in before. Still not quite as bad. I mean, this Wraith King, he's very close to AC.
Oh, for sure. And I think they really need him to be the one that sort of pulls this back again, because like at this point, Timber is just not a hero. A man's got a mech and a dream, and it's rough.
Yeah. But hey, at least that mech's nice and cheap to cast now. Oh,
that's
it's
true.
Greaves now. Never mind.
Okay. Ooh.
They're trying to chug down this Leshrac. Leshrac pretty tanky. Can they finish the job here? They'll keep rolling through him on Hustler, and they will be able to take down the Leshrac in the front lines.
Time now. The egg goes off, starting to burn through Bell. That's going to be one life down as the Spirit Vessel finishes him off on the other side. Is there anything else left in the tank afterwards? So a 1-for-1 exchange. Looks like Veteran going to back out. Yeah, if they don't bring him down right there, that's a Bloodstone heal into everybody dead. But a really good play to finish him off right then and there.
Yeah, super heads up from them, just realizing they have the ability to do so. And now the fight's actually kicking off again here. As they're trying to bring down the Void Spirit, they'll be successful, but Quar is low on the front lines. He's got the yields to purge off that Spirit Vessel. Can they control up the two heroes trying to kill him? I think they can. Though saying that, Genji gets on top of him with that Blood Right, and they will be able to finish the job onto the Lina. But all the same, it is so costly that she's going to be more than fine with that. And Bell's not even done. He's got himself the blink, he's got himself the stun. Getting on top of the Bloodseeker here and just right-clicking away at him with that big old sword of his, but with the Atos, Shotia can get himself away.
This is the danger zone. Very, very strong showing there. Keeping Lina alive, and the creeps that I was just trash talking made a huge amount of the difference, right? It's that like just barely there, almost gonna get the kill. It's almost gonna be enough, and then Greaves pops in, and then you've got to commit all these extra heroes, and veterans start losing one by one. So this is starting to take us into the next level of this game. I think that we might be in for a little bit of a longer treat, because if the way that this game was going to end was with veteran just like closing down off of the next Roche and then just like putting the clamps on him and then sieging high ground. I think that opportunity is like out of the window now, and so if they're going to win, they have to do it off the back of like Abyssal Blade type of thing from Bloodseeker down the line. If IMG want to win, I think that probably this Roche into taking the outer tier 2 towers, and then they would have to go for a timing around the third Roche likely. Oh, yeah. What a fight. Oh my god.
My god. Oh no. You don't want to get caught like that. A huge sun coming out there. As meanwhile, Quar, for some reason, is in the middle of all of this, but he's been ruptured up and will be killed off as well. Dear God, what just happened? IMG falling apart on the seams right now as Bell, for some reason, trying to TP himself out of this one. That's not going to work. He gets killed off as well. IMG just made a big boo-boo.
I mean, that's the caveat. If suddenly you get completely wiped of 3 heroes in like half a second, then everything that we talked about is null and void. Wow, that hurt. That hurt a lot. And they're going to just start running down lanes again. Back and forth
and again. Again, it's those wards on the high ground which are doing the big work.
Yeah, absolutely, Nomad. You're not wrong about that one.
Gee whizzes, Lyrical. Are they gonna take themselves a Roshan?
Still got 50 seconds, but it feels like that's probably gonna be the route that they go. Interestingly enough, they're actually heading down bottom with the creep wave coming in mid. This is kind of a neat little play here.
See what line up those racks is. Maybe give those a couple of clicks, see what happens. See if anyone buys back.
Yeah, but a bit. There's no way Lina buys back. She has 4 seconds left, but that means that they might lose it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, really heads up from veteran. They are in the zone and making the good plays, and it's paying off.
Oh. Trickery not quite going to connect, and they throw out the blood right afterwards to secure their retreat. Good stuff from veteran, and IMG need to figure out next game plan. Bell has that AC done, but I mean Basher is definitely needed along with the BKB. Like it's not an easy game, and a smoke up to try and go again round 2.
All right, rinse and repeat. Lina. We've been caught out in this position before. The Grimstroke tanks the gank, and it looks like Lina's going to be going the exact same way as her comrade.
Oh my god. That one hurts so badly. You need Lina for the outpush. She's probably going to have to buy back if they want to keep a hold of this tier 3 tower. Oh no. This is so rough for IMG in the grand finals getting picked off like that. And now veteran with a huge opening pushing in this top lane.
Well, you know what they say, Lyrical, the harder you fall, the more they'll clap when you get back up, but that is feeling less and less like an option as they will lose that Timbersaw, and he's going to buy back into this one. They know they need to take this fight with the Wraith King. He's taking so much damage on the front lines, but they will turn their attention to the Lina instead. The Wraith King has a reincarnation, the Lina does not. She does have a BKB, which is going to be able to get her out of the fight for the time being, but heroes that just keep on dying. IMG, they are hemorrhaging kills here as they lose yet another. The Timbersaw goes down with the dive back as a Wraith King in the middle of it all. Can he actually fight through? It's all of this damage coming out from veteran. He is holding them back. They are holding them back, but not much more can be said than that.
That was a really, really just high-level play, I think, from Veteran to recognize with Lena back up, with Pango nearby. They didn't quite know the timing on the roll. I'm sure it's so chaotic in the midst of that that it could have been back up again, that they needed to back out. Because if you get caught like in a mixture of a Pango roll and Lena with like Wraith King Radiance burning, that would have been a wipe on Veteran. You know, they're making the Veteran moves, Nomad. They're doing the plays that they need to win the Grand Championships. Grand Finals time, it's when you pull out all the stops.
And the stops are being pulled very, very hard. What do they even mean, pull out the stops? Do you know?
None.
It's like a plane?
Yeah, sure.
Those things which stop the plane rolling down the runway? Those little... aren't they chocks? You say chocks away.
Maybe. I just heard to pull out stops. That's, you know, the stops. That's what they are.
But it's time.
Get them pulled out of there. Make it happen.
Get them out of there, boys.
Yeah, I don't have a good answer at all. There's no answer.
That's all right. We'll Google it afterwards to let you guys know in Twitch chat. Absolutely. Anyway, what is the play? We know the play. Ward up this area, control the triangle, take Roshan and end the game. IMG, if you guys want to be crowned champions, you're going to have to do something about it, and that something is going to have to be very, very big, and it's going to have to blow our socks off, because right now, there is very little doubt in my mind that Veteran are marching their way to this champion position.
Yeah, really good stuff right here and right now. I want to see who takes the shard. I would love it to be Bloodseeker, but it might be somebody else. I think it was somebody else. Can't believe it. Unbelievable. Oh, was that only the first one? Wait, who actually got the shard?
I guess it was first brush?
Oh, no, they have cheese. They have cheese.
Yeah, it has to be. Oh, it was a Phoenix.
Oh, Phoenix. Now, Sunray, Castrate, Supernova. Boo! Nobody likes that one. All right, it's actually sick.
I wanted the Leshrac to take it.
The big old exploding split earths. Yeah, I like that one too.
So yeah, they gave it extra charge for
right.
some reason, because that's clearly why it was bad.
True.
There weren't enough of them.
Oh, Veteran. Oh, Bell. Oh, Bell.
Bell, baby, this ain't the place where you want to be right now, honey. He's going to get taken down. There goes his first life. Can they respond to this on IMG? Here we go with the X-Flow Rolling Thunder coming through on the backlines, trying to hold back those supports. But look at the Bloodseeker tearing Bell apart as they will lose the Grim. They will lose the Wraith King. And Hustler's just going to bleed out to the Rupture, rolling his way to his own demise. A sad end for him and a sad end for IMG as they get taken down to the steps of their fountain. The GG is called, and Veteran will take it.
Unreal performance, such sick plays. Gugu the God making it work in the end. I think that this player really stood out to me. Mice also, I mean, everybody on this team looked really freaking